currently in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and I'm looking at the built-in roles. And one of those really critical roles, you see it has a nice little star here for me, is the global admin's role, which basically has unfettered or godlike access to everything in Azure that you'd want to do. So you have to be very, very careful with this role, and you should limit the number of people that actually have this role. And you also probably want to monitor this role for changes, because first of all, if you're a senior architecture lead or an engineer or a system admin, and some other system admin makes an appropriate change, you want to know that that happened, right? So we both want to monitor, and if it is a mistaken or malicious change that was made to this as some sort of attack or just a mistake, we want to be able to roll this back immediately. We don't have to fumble through backups. We want to see it and roll it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a user here. I'm going to add some genius called Albert Einstein. And I actually haven't hit save yet, but the second I hit save, that user will become a member of that role and then suddenly go from a normal user, whatever group memberships they might have had or role members they might have had, to a super user, right, with all godlike access to my systems. So there's a couple things that we want to look at. First of all, how are we tracking this? Do we, what's our product like? What does it do? Well, I'm going to jump over to Cayosoft Guardian. Oh, I got both my alerts. You see there was a small single change. I get an alert in Teams. I'll go ahead and click on that. And it tells me, hey, by the way, this member, Albert Einstein was added as a member to the global administrator's role. Well, that's not good. I'm not exactly sure what that means yet, but I didn't approve it, and I don't know anyone who would have put that person in there. So I'm going to click here for details. This is not going to jump me back over to the website, log me in, bring up that group, and show me exactly what transpired. So in the background, you can see that we have company administrator, which is the less friendly name of global administrators here in our log of changes. Then we see Albert Einstein, both of which were modified. The system brought up global admins for me. It says, hey, by the way, this person was added. Well, I might not want that. So I can click restore here and it'll pull that person right out. I might even want to set this up for automatic restore. So now let's go close that and just go look to see what actually transpired. So I got a little note saying, hey, by the way, there was 2 objects modified. One was the user and one was the group. You have to change the property of the group membership for the user. And with this little click, I can jump over. Let's narrow it down a little bit further. Right there is my little change. I can jump over to change history, but here we have change history on the left. Now, what this product does is it continuously reads for changes against both on-premise Active Directory, Azure Active Directory, and online Exchange, and Microsoft Teams. So we're covering more and more systems and looking for malicious or mistaken changes that we can instantly roll back. So we'll click change history, and this shows me a listing of all of the changes that we've seen. So you see there's a lot of group membership changes happening. Maybe I want to narrow this down. I just want to see the last hour. It's not going to do a whole lot for me because a lot of stuff's going on in my system. But maybe I want to just look at Azure changes, for example. So let's just look at all critical changes. Those are the ones that are marked as having a severity that's pretty high. So that limits it pretty quickly. Hey, that person was elevated by being put in that group. If I look at Albert, it'll say, hey, he was given this role membership. If I look at the role itself, I'll see that Albert was given membership in that role. So no matter where I am, from the user side or the group side, if I come in here and I click Albert Einstein, all I have to do is click restore. I don't even have to open the object. I can just click this and click restore above. It will tell me, hey, by the way, that is a hybrid user, so this may introduce a change to hybrid. It won't in this case, but that's the warning it's giving me. So I went ahead and did a restore. That hybrid Active Directory user has now been removed. I get a refresh here. I'll click refresh, and we'll change it from critical changes back to all changes. And there you'll see Albert Einstein was removed from the role, and there is the administrator that was also updated to have Albert removed from that particular role. Now, we do this with both roles and privileged groups on Azure, and we do this for privileged groups and security objects in Active Directory.